We're going to go over a strategy to off balance and attack our opponent with overhead sweep variations in order to set up a triangle. So my opponent's standing up. He's actually going to start on the other side. And we're going to use some of the tactics we learned earlier in this section to off balance my opponent and bait him for a triangle choke. So I'm going to keep the grip in the collar nice and high. I'm going to have my spider guard grip, elbow retracting, toes curled. I'm putting a moderate extension in my leg. Now, what we're going to look to do is place our foot on the hip and push my opponent back. Right? Notice, anytime I push my opponent back here, I don't just lay flat on my back and allow him to move without me. Right? I'm going to sit up with him. All right? This is going to help anchor my body and my weight towards him. It will also help me get a stronger lift. So now I'm going to rock back, sucking both knees to my chest, and I'm going to act as if I'm bringing my elbows kind of over my head here. Now, if I do this, my opponent just keeps driving in, I will certainly overhead sweep them. We didn't talk about this as a variation in this series because it's not a very likely reaction. However, if my opponent isn't too keen here, I'll just lift him really quickly. I can lift him very easily off of this. However, without something hooking behind my opponent, it's pretty easy for them as I do this to kind of sink their weight. Yes. Right? Now it's going to be hard for me to lift the same. Could I do it? Yes. Could I also switch under and finish? Absolutely. However, there's a beautiful triangle waiting for us. So I push, I sit back, I go to lift, and I jump my hips up. Notice, I jump my hips up by first lifting, and I shoot simultaneously, locking my ankles, suspending my weight off of the collar. Now, after I shoot, I'm going to cross my ankles, suck my knees to my chest, and look to make my modifications. So, I have the grips. I push my opponent back, go to lift, hips up nice and high and strong. Notice the big bridge we're doing with my back. So I push, I rock back as I pull, and I act like I'm going to lift. He starts to settle his weight down and back. All I'm going to do is point my toes and shoot my hips up. Notice how high my hips are coming. I'm looking to touch my belt knot towards my opponent's chest. Lock my ankles, come back down to make all the modifications we need to finish here. So one more time. Push, pull,